Hi, my name is Sharath Sahadevan. I am going to show you a quick demo of continuous deployment. Um, and my agenda is to quickly show you uh, this flow, which is this is the flow I want to show you. Basically, you go from making the change in Eclipse, the code is committed to Git, and there are two jobs in Cloud Jenkins that will pick it up. One is called city test and city test deploy, and the changes are deployed out to Cloud Foundry. So now I'll launch into the demo. So the first thing I want to show you is the final state. If I go to my Pivotal Web Services, I'm seeing there is a application called Cities. The version is 14, and I can hit the version 14 here, and I get a response saying, hey, greetings from version 14. What I'm going to do now is go into Eclipse, and I'm going to make a change to say this is version 15. So once I do that, we should see something like this on our response when the final process is complete. So I'm committing the change, and then I go into Git. I should see that, hey, the change has been picked up by my Git. I'm saying, okay, 15. I'm going to commit that to master. At this point, you see one change is unsynced. I want to sync it up. So basically, that is taking the code changes from my local and putting it out to Git on the cloud. So then I will take you to my Jenkins, and this is my Jenkins dashboard. These are the two jobs that I talked about, and it'll take a few minutes for it to be to pick up the changes. So the first job is called city test, and basically this is my build job. It should recognize that there is some change and do the build. At this point, you see the build history. It has not picked it up yet, so we just have to wait for it. While we are waiting for it, I can show you the configuration that is there. And if you want to configure for yourself, the instructions are here. You see that build 15 is picked up and it started. While it does that, I just want to point out and give credit to Matt Stein for the instructions. If you want to look at the instructions, please go out to GitHub and look in the continuous delivery lab that is available at this URL. So now I go back to Jenkins. The build is waiting. So if I go back to the dashboard, it should say, hey, this build is in progress. So this one is saying success for the last build that was deployed. And if I go in here, it should show me that build is now, it looks like it is completed. I can click on that build and look at the console output, and it should give me what was done. And I see that the build was successful. It is deploying the artifact out to Sahadevan release, live release locals. In fact, this is on Artifactory, and I can quickly take you to Artifactory too. Here that it shows that the build is complete and it was successful. If I go back, now I'm looking at city test deploy, and you see that there is version 19 now waiting to happen. It hasn't started yet. In the meantime, I can take you out to Artifactory, and if you look at Artifactory, previously there was no version 13, only version 13 was there. So if I'm going to go back, I say live release local, go back to live release. Now you see there is a version 15, which is what we had made the change to. So go back, and I'm going to, my change is still waiting. It hasn't kicked off yet. If I go back and look at my Pivotal Web Services, they are still on version 14. Give it a few minutes here. And while that is happening, I can show you the configuration that we have for deploy. And I want to show you a couple of things. This is one of the things that picks up the changes and what are the build triggers, build after projects are built, which project am I waiting on? I'm waiting on city test, trigger only if the build is stable. And here is the directories in Artifactory. These are all configuration. All the instructions are again in the URL that I pointed out earlier. And you know, the key thing here is if there is any typo, some of this will not work. And then this is the final script that you know, pushes it out to Cloud Foundry. You see the CF push there. Now let's go back and see where we are. You see that the build is still pending, and this usually takes a few minutes for me, so we just have to wait. You can leave that page. Waiting on city test deploy. While we wait, I'll take you back to the Manstein configuration information. So here are some of the steps. I mean, this is a whole slew of steps that you have to go through. You know, permission setup, admin security in Artifactory. So if you don't have an Artifactory and a Jenkins job accounts, then you'll have to have them set up. Let's go back and see where we are. Still not there. Still waiting. Let's go back and continue looking at this. And these are two environments in Artifactory: live release, local, and ext live releases for publishing. And if you go back, here is my Artifactory screens. And here are, you know, the two ext live release local and live release local. These are the, if you want to go and look at it, in live release local, you'll see that. Change there. And then ext release local, live release, city test, version 15. All right, let's see how we are doing with the Jenkins job. Looks like it just triggered. Wonderful. Now we just have to wait for it to complete. We will look at the results. And build histories are all shown here, as you see. We will get a success on this one. And we can look at the results. And if you see here, I had a number of them that failed initially, and that was because I was having configuration issues. And then since then, I've gotten all these working. 17 was kind of an anomaly. It was some kind of a timeout that happened. Looks like 19 completed successfully. We can go and look at the build history here. Look at the console output. And this was, you know, it gives me detailed steps on what it is doing. It's downloading from live release local, the city test jar. Let's go down below. And here it's telling me, hey, what is the user I'm logging in as, what is my endpoint, what is my organization space. And we should see a command called cf push somewhere. There it is. This is the instruction I was looking for. And here, this is good news. One of one instance running, so the app has been deployed and started. And this line is important. Finished, success. Now I'm going to switch over, and I'm going to go and look at my Pivotal services. So this was 14 was what it was previously. When I refresh the screen, that's good news. It is cities 15. We remember the new route. Now if I go here and say change this to cities 15 and inquire about the version, I should see 15 instead of 14. There it is. That has changed. So that is good news. Successful demo. Thank you.